if you're new to running, here are some tips that I'm going to give you that has helped me prevent injuries going into 3 years of running now. The first one is make sure you do not neglect your warm-up. Your warm-up is the most important thing. Number 2, strength training. Yes, I know runners are known not to do strength training, but I promise you guys, unilateral strength movement or squats, deadlifts, all those things will help prevent injury. Over 80% of your training should be done low heart rate, zone 2, easy runs. The times where you go all out is when you have your scheduled speed workouts. Most of the time, you have to do your zone 2, or 80% of your training should be with low heart rate. You have to work on the longevity of your runs. So building endurance helps. And where you get all that is in zone 2 training. So I'm going to show you guys what I do to stay disciplined and check my ego for my workout for today. Want an easier way to monitor your heart rate? You should get a heart rate monitor. This is the Coros heart rate arm strap. I recommend this one because you don't really have to put it on your chest. It feels a lot better. And then you can connect this to any watch. Not only can you connect it to a Coros, but you can connect it to a Garmin, a Suunto, any watch that has Bluetooth for sensors. You can get one of these. Also, if you get bored on your runs and you don't want to listen to music, I recommend listening to a podcast. It helps. Also, don't be afraid to run slow. You have to run slow so you can get better at running fast. So, on my watch, I have a setting of what to keep my heart rate. Usually, I try to keep it between 125 to 145, which is what is low heart rate training for me, but I try to keep it at 130. So if I have to run slow to keep it at that, I will run slow. If you know you have a easy run or long run and it's for time, like let's say you have to run for 45 minutes or you have to run for an hour, you need to be disciplined to complete those 45 minutes or an hour to its entirety, because then you're going to be cheating yourself out of training, all because it either feels too long or you have other things to do. And if you're training for something and you're cutting yourself short, in the end you're gonna fail. So don't do that to yourself. Got the one. So Theodore Roosevelt once said that the thief of joy is comparison. And I resonate with that so much because a lot of us want to start doing something. I'm speaking for me, an example. I compared myself to a lot of runners and I was like, I want to be like this runner a year from now. And 3 years into running, I'm like, I haven't gotten that far. And I often neglect or forget to see that 3 years ago, my fastest mile was 16 minutes. Now, my fastest mile is 9 minutes. And the reason why comparison is the thief of joy is because we forget to see how far we've come. You know, some of us are coming back into running from injury, and we expect to be the same as we were before injury. Or some of us are running for the first time in 10 years. Or some of us are getting back into walking from a really bad car crash or a really bad injury. Or some of us are starting again while trying to get out of depression, out of anxiety. Some of us are trying to find positive outlets because we've tried so much with negative outlets, drinking, smoking, whatever. You need to remember what you've gone through and how far you went to get to where you are today. And that's why comparison is a thief of joy. You don't need to compare yourself to others. What you should do is compare yourself to who you were yesterday and how you're either bettering it or worsening it, to be honest. And if you see that you're worse, you're being the worst version of yourself that you were yesterday, then something needs to change.
6 miles past the town limits. Uncle Roy was driving. I was in the passenger seat with a thermos of coffee and a biscuit from the gas station in Irwin. The dogs were quiet in the box. Bearhounds learn early to save their voice.
All right. Just finished my workout. It was about 30 minutes. I just forgot to press start the first 2 minutes of my workout. But here it is. 28 minutes. My main foundations of movement is squats, a form of deadlifts, so either Romanian deadlifts or regular deadlifts. Unilateral movement, so it can be Bulgarian split squats, walking lunges, or glute bridge, single leg glute bridge, and then a form of calf movements, and also tibialis, because I used to get a lot of shin splints, so I do a lot of tibialis strength training. And then I'll do mobility. I'll do mobility after, but I got the chance to do my run in the morning. Then I went to go work for a couple hours. I ran some errands, came back, and did my strength training. So I got that done. And then they're also remodeling the other restroom. So here we go again. The most important part of training and any form of training is having a good meal. I don't really like to talk about a diet or anything like that. I just kind of focus on protein, fats, and carbs. I don't really like to restrict myself. I don't want to have a bad relationship with food. So I just make what I crave, which is meat, or I just make what I want to make, and usually I try to make it quick and easy. So any form of rice or potatoes is like my go-to carbs, and then steak, chicken, whatever is my go-to protein. For veggies, I don't really like to eat veggies, but when I do, I will saute them with a little bit of oil and lemon pepper seasoning. So part of training is good food. Whatever it is, whatever your form of good food is, like stick to it and make sure it's good for your body. That's all I'm going to say. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video.